Hello, hello. Welcome back to well, not welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Hopefully, welcome back. I just played Finger Bones, and I'm assuming people are kind of like following from that. This is the creator's next game, the Moon Sliver, the Moon Sliver. Oh, geez. And I don't know. The first game was interesting. This is only $1 on Steam, $2 Canadian, I think. I figured it'd be worth a try. The first game is interesting. This one's worth a try. That's what I told myself. David Szymanski. So it's kind of atmospheric, the first game. I wonder if this will be atmospheric too. There's no save system. You gotta play it all in one. Alright. Let's try it. I'm supposed to be brave. I'm gonna be brave for this playthrough, so don't worry. WADs to move, space to jump, right to turn flashlight on, left to examine, interact, and escape to toggle menu. So here we go. Great. Oh, it has a much different look. The flashlight, oh, it doesn't follow my mouse exactly. It's like there's some tracking or whatever. It's trailing behind. Yep, that's the appeal of me playing this game. I'm gonna be brave and I'm gonna investigate the story behind this game. Ellie was sullen and a beautiful girl, youngest of all of them, with a mind unfit for lofty thoughts. She had once come in here to see if there was any old firewood. Otherwise, she stayed in her cluttered house, where it was warm and familiar. So you can look at a lot of things, it seems. Oh, wow. As you move in and out, it fades between dialogue. That's interesting. Isa was the oldest, if not the wisest, and certainly the most learned. She remembered when Josiah still lived that she would sit in this crate and listen to his stories. Those memories, like so many other, were bittersweet. Why were the memories? Okay. And the instructions faded away as we move away. That's interesting. Oh, they've introduced like 4 characters, or like 5, I guess. Abel loved Isa, and he loved Danielle and Ellie. But when his mind wasn't turned towards their well-being, it was filled with thoughts of bleak hopelessness. Sometimes he would rifle through the barrel. The promise of undiscovered trinkets raised his spirits, if only temporarily. So why is he looking through the barrel? Conserve flashlight battery. Recharge at power outlets. Explore freely. Piece the story together. When night falls, enter the mountain. Yesterday, only 4 people lived on this island. Now only 1 remains. Oh, they just kind of explained the story. So only 4 people lived on the mountain. But that means that they introduced the 4 characters here. Abel loved Isa, and he loved Danielle and Ellie. Judging by the writer as a man, I think that this is just speculation, but Abel's the one that survived, and he kills the rest of them. But I know that's going to ruin the experience for some people, but they just tell you that only one's alive, and honestly, that's a misstep on the part of the creator, because now I know that I'm one of those people. It's a little less horrifying. I also know that I'm the only one left. But the description of the game, which you are supposed to read, mentions that we are being hunted. Maybe. So hopefully that's not the case. And that's a little nice stone house. It's not that nice. It's locked. Ooh, shocking. It looks like that's some kind of outlet. Alright, let's make our way over to this. So that's where we came from. I think that we're Abel. They reached the ruins and strolled leisurely through them towards the shoreline. Isa could remember when the old building still stood here, filled with families. I'm sorry, he said. And he cried because he often cried during these talks. For what? For a lot of things. Why would Abel be sorry? These conversations were not new. Long ago, Isa learned to love Abel, despite For's despondency. She hugged him as the wind tossed her long gray hair around. Aw, are they old? Okay. Here's the little thing out there. This is a weird desert planet. That looks like water here. And there's a lot of dust coming from the lake, which is interesting. What is this cooking? Strange acidic smell comes from the pipe. Isa kept a smile on her face, although she did not feel like smiling. She sat down beside the flashlight. What about Ellie? Had Ellie mentioned anything to you? She said. She didn't take it either. Nor did I, nor did Abel. And yet it's gone. Oh. So Ellie didn't take it. Abel didn't take it. This is some woman talking to another woman. So it's, I forget what their other names are. It's Ellie, Abel, and there's two other people that talk to each other. And something disappeared despite that. Oh, it's a key. Danielle, you're the last one I gave the key to, said Isa. So it's Isa, Ellie, Danielle, and Abel. Danielle stared at the mysterious control panels. Oh, sorry, I said Danielle, but it's Daniel. Probably. Daniel stared at the mysterious control panels. He didn't meet her eyes. He never met anyone's eyes. I didn't take it, he said. Why would I take it? I'm the one that told you it was missing. So who took the keys? Who took the key? We'll never know. Or will we? Will we come to find out? The rusted junk cast shadows on the opposite wall. How do you know Abel didn't take it? Because I trust him, she said. He's a dismal man, but he would never hurt any of us. Do you trust Ellie? Danielle didn't answer immediately. I trust all of you, he said, because that's how we have to live. What kind of situation are these people in? I don't think I could do anything about that thing right now. There's a well over there. We'll take a look at that, I guess, after this place. I'm saying she knows no more than she's telling us. This is about Ela or whatever. Isa. What's your problem with Isa? Daniel said, putting his book down. He was annoyed at being interrupted here. I'm saying that she knows more than she's telling us. So Daniel. Just names. Ellie has a problem with Isa. Ellie is suspicious of Isa because she trusts Daniel and Abel more than Isa. My problem is that she's a liar, said Ellie angrily, fiddling with the knobs on the machine as she paced around. And I know I have to keep explaining this to you over and over again, but you don't know her like I know her. Exactly. You don't know her like I know her. Exactly, you're not a partial judge. So Ellie and Isa have some sort of history together? That's what I get from it. And it's caused her to be suspicious of the other person. Alright, let's get out. Oh, is the day slowly turning into night? The mysterious liquid had drained from the tank into the water long ago. What does that mean? What mysterious liquid? I wonder. It makes me wonder. The night was wild and cold. The mysterious tracks leading from the hatch were brand new, but the wind quickly erased them. Wow, so this hatch has something to do with... Oh, did I just fuck it up? I'm brute forcing this code, man. I'm very good at that. Boo boo boo. Oh well. So they said that there's tracks coming from this hatch. Maybe it could be the fifth party. Maybe it wasn't one of us that... Come back when night falls. Okay. Peace out. There's some more rooms over here. And some of them have ovens on. It's kind of a big area for 4 people. Ooh, candles. They can make more candles. They couldn't make more wood, so Abel burned candles. So Abel burns candles. Abel makes candles to burn. There is an evil man on this island, and I know him well. We played together as youths. We have cried together. We have eaten together, and we have loved the same woman. We betrayed the same woman. He is my constant companion and my worst enemy. He puppets my arms, my legs, my mouth, to his own selfish and secretly hurts everyone I love as I watch, helpless, with their unshed and unfelt blood in my hands. He gifts my flesh with indescribable pleasure, and blights my soul with utter despair. His name is Sin, and we're irrevocably bound together. Surely there exists no hell worse than this. So someone isn't in control of their own actions, is what that's sort of trying to tell us, I think. This is locked. And you know, it might be Abel. Sounds kind of like Abel, because they mention Abel has the candles. Hello. She took the knife from the shelf. The blade was dull and rusty, but it was still pointed. She was not smiling. Someone picked up a knife here. I don't know why we would know that. There's a bunch of locked... Oh, there's a key. And it's not for that. I believe the word of Hector and the religious teachers are passed on to me. Maybe the moon is still there, him behind some cloud in the darkness. And maybe the ones who went before us are waiting there. There's no way to know, and we have to wait for death to find out. And truth be told, I'm ready. I'm ready for the beginning of a new adventure. Maybe the moon is still out there. Well, it's really dusty out. Do you think that, oh, there's another key. It's really dusty out. Do you think that maybe, there's some kind of war or volcano eruption that released a cloud of dust and sand that blocked out the light? That could be it. I still remember the moon. I remember when the moon still shined. When each night was bathed in warm silver. and the shadows were mysterious and friendly, and the island was a place of joy. That was many years ago. Since it disappeared, this place has become so cold and stark, plagued by an inexplicable sense of loss and despondency. So perhaps loss and despondency is sort of Abel's like character traits. I mean, Abel's probably tied to the island. Danielle and Ellie are young. They do not feel it, but they don't remember the world. The world used to be. They don't remember what the world used to be like. But Abel and I do. This is Abel and Ela. Abel and I do. We are both filled with longing for intangible joys that can no longer be provided, for friends that do not exist, for feelings that cannot be remembered, cannot be reasonably felt. When I was young, I smiled because I felt like smiling. Now the smile is a disguise. So this is Ela writing about her history. Alright, let's see if we can open this. What is that? This little chip thing? Isa didn't know what the object was, but she remembered her father tinkering with it in his workshop when she was a girl. The workshop and the adjoining home were now far underwater. She was not a young woman, but even now seeing it brought her comfort. Abel came in. "How do I get into storage?" he asked. She sat and locked the box. "I told you before," she said. "I forgot. I don't go in there often." "Press the first 3 until they click. Leave the 4th alone." That was helpful. So we have an extra key. And we know that one key goes in here. And one key might go in here. Nope. So we know press the first 3. This is really dim light. "What were you and Abel doing at this house yesterday while I was climbing the mountain?" he asked. So this is Daniel, yeah, on her table. So it's Daniel talking about either Ela or Isa. Yeah. Ellie or Isa. So Abel went on the mountain with Ellie or Isa. Yeah, they have like this weird fog. Abel often visited Daniel. He loved to talk, and Daniel loved to listen. "Isa and I were out for a walk," said Abel as he entered. "I thought I'd stop by before you got caught up in a book." Daniel put his book down. "Hello," he said. His expression confused Abel. Was that his expression? "I've been thinking about life," said Abel, sitting down, "and death and uncertainty." Daniel stared at the pile of wood. He hadn't burned wood for months. "Let's talk about Ellie instead." "What about Ellie?" Daniel didn't need to answer. Abel swallowed. "Alright, let's talk about Ellie." Ellie was the one accusing Isa, but I wonder what they wanted to talk about. And, oh, is it darker? Sort of sounds like footsteps. Is this the nighttime that they're referring to? Yeah, I don't even know when it's loaded. Here, let's go to storage. I can hear scuffling. Ella was uneasy. The darkness had never felt this menacing before. It seemed alive, watchful. Are we Ellie? Let's go to the dead end first. The cove was long forgotten. No one had been below in many years. Damn it. So yeah, it's time to be brave and discover what is at the end of this tunnel. This is the storage area. And it's a little maze. There's a machine here. And boxes. The family of rats live amid the crates of dried food. They are perhaps the last animals left alive. Yeah, I think that's like some sort of volcano or nuclear war happened, causing dust to lift into the air. If they're relying on stored food and well water, like aquifer water, then it sort of sounds like it. Ellie? Daniel's voice echoed in the tunnel's silence. We know that tracks come from here. She couldn't explain the feeling. It was as though something was lurking around every corner, seeing out of sight, seeing ahead of her. Oh, is this about us or about Ellie? I don't know. Daniel heard soft scratching footsteps behind him. Oh. He turned and shined his flashlight around the tunnel. Nothing. Oh, my light doesn't even go bright. Oh, that's right. I need to charge at the outlets. Oh, so. Oh, okay, that turns it on. Okay, I get it now. I get it. So, we traveled down all the paths to get here. But for now, I'll go this way. Is there anyone left? I thought that there's only one person left alive on the island. She never felt like this before, yet she knew these sounds well. She had down 100 times, yet she was lost and confused and afraid. Yeah, I think that we're Ellie, and I think it's talking about us. The player. Let's turn back here. Yeah, that was a dead end. Let's recharge our flashlight. Zap. Alright. Is anyone here? Called again. Ellie? Still no answer, but he heard footsteps again. I think Ellie is a werewolf. This is a long tunnel. She felt the breath before she felt its claws, and she was gone. Oh, it was Daniel. she buried underneath all this wood? Are we gonna be gone next? Or are we... Yeah, we're Daniel. We read books. Alright, so we need to go back. I was just looking for a story. So we come down here to learn that I think Ellie gets killed by Daniel in the tunnels by a werewolf. Daniel should be using his werewolf powers for good, like making out with people as a werewolf. I didn't go down this side. Is this another one? He didn't even have crime to cry. Oh, so he didn't even have time to cry out as a shadow silhouetted in his flashlight beam lunging. Sorry, he didn't even have time to cry out as a shadow silhouetted in his flashlight beam lunging towards him. That is just maybe not well structured. Alright, so we know that Daniel died here too. Oh, so it was Abel. Abel's mood was earlier sort of suggested to be the mood of the island, and he has been here for a long time. So his despondent nature is as a result of his attitude. They both came down to storage room for different reasons. And now I'm just gonna be a little lost. It's kind of interesting that this author decides to make the main player the sort of fill-in character. Oh fuck, I don't know where to go. Yep, so that was the elevator. Surprisingly short on the way back. So we managed to learn some things. Now it's raining on us. So what happened to Issa? Was it Issa or was it... Because Issa could have been a werewolf too. But let's go on the mountains. They went on the mountains for a trip. Right? They climbed the mountains. Is there anything here? Daniel carefully made his way along the ridge. He knew Ellie and Abel. He knew what Ellie and Abel were doing. He knew it for a long time, and he had decided to ignore it. Something that was becoming increasingly difficult to do. He reminded himself that all four needed to trust each other and to rely on each other, as he had done many times before, but it was a hollow reminder, and he didn't really believe it anymore. He sat cross-legged on the very peak of the mountain, staring off into the horizon. What was out there? He did not know, and he did not think it knowable. So what were Ellie and Abel doing? They talking. Are they talking on the ground? I don't know. It's a cold, cold world out there. Seems like. But why would it be about trust if they're just hanging out on the mountain? Maybe Daniel and Ellie were together, and that would cause a vacuum. I don't know. We know over here that is it over here? That there's some dialogue. Ellie was laying on the bed, so Ellie and it's Ellie and Abel go alone together on the mountains. Daniel came in. All right. Daniel came in. She scowled at him suspiciously and beautifully. Ellie scowled at him beautifully? Ooh. What were you and Isa doing in the old power building? What were you talking about? Okay. What was Ellie and Abel doing at his house yesterday while I was climbing the mountain? So these two people are accusing themselves. And we know that Ellie and Daniel are the young ones. Isa and Abel are the older ones. And we know that that Daniel and Ellie die. They're killed. Is it time to go up the mountain? I don't know. I was gonna spend some more time exploring. A bit more time. Here we go. This is a new one. Enjoy the rest of the chapter. Never open. All right, let's go inside the mountain. So we know we're either Ela or Abel. I think that we're gonna be Abel, but that's just me. I might be wrong. This isn't night. This isn't night, huh? Oh, we have another key. Let's try to find a use for it. Oh, there was a locked door. That's right. There's a locked door. Oh, I hope you didn't hear my stomach growl. My stomach growl. It's like very hungry. Let's not eat. There's another flashlight in there. I wonder if that's like where the third person died. Issa kept a smile on her face, though she didn't feel like smiling. The dry pile smelled fairly sour. Right. Okay, so they're arguing about the key. I guess whoever's house we found the key in would be the person who stole it, right? If I kept better time tracking the houses, then maybe we would have known who stole it. But I do not keep good enough at tracking it. I'm gonna go get it recharged. This is the room that we can get into. Alright, so this is the key that they're arguing over who had or not. Ooh, there's a dial. Daniel was still thinking about his talk with Abel the other day. As he absently picked the book up, something caught his eye, or rather the lack of something. Oh. What are these? The Moon Sliver was gone. Oh world, oh listen, dingy white, oh ghostly shadow grey, your whelming lies of false delight are the dark and cold as moonless night, and bleak as sunless day. The word of Hector. The Moon Sliver was written by the pure spring rain upon the pages of dried leaves, and found by noble Hector. The moon spoke to Hector, saying, "Take this, the Moon Sliver, and make for it a place in the chapel of infinite light, for it is a holy document. Man cannot read it, but its every letter is known to the 5 demons of night and greatly feared. You know that it will protect you, should even my light cease to bathe the night in holy silver. Give it a place of honor and treat it as a prized possession, for it is your weapon against evil." And so Hector took the Moon Sliver and placed it upon the chapel of infinite light on a silver pedestal, and the night was warm with light, and the day was bright with warmth. Okay, cool. So where is the Moon Sliver? Again, the moon came to Hector in a dream. "The woodland teeth is vanquished," it said. "Your people are safe for now, but still waits lurking in the depths. It fears the Moon Sliver." The woodland teeth is vanquished. Your people are safe, but it still waits lurking in the depths. So the woodland teeth, that's what came from the storage area, I guess? It fears the Moon Sliver. Should the Moon Sliver be destroyed, or even my divine light will not be able to save you from the wrath of woodland teeth and the darkness of hell. Keep it safe, keep it ready, and may you live in prosperity on this island. And let your prosperity be a sign that the words I speak are true. So someone removed this Moon Sliver from the pedestal of the Chapel of Infinite Light, and it released a beast, is what it says. The woodland teeth, a monster of the forest, and more tenacious than the other demons. It hated the people of Hector and desired to take the island away from them, and lurked in the dark corners of the unseen passages, scheming horrific schemes. It came to pass that Ursula was taken stock by the woodland teeth in the dark underground, attacked and dragged to hell. Then the moon came to Hector in a dream and said, "Hector, the time has come. Your great enemy has arrived. You would do all well to tremble, for his power is great and his depravity is unspeakable. Go, take the Moon Sliver from its pedestal and do battle." And so Hector went to the Chapel of Infinite Light and retrieved the Moon Sliver and went into the tunnels. So if you take the Moon Sliver and go into the tunnels, you can fight the woodland teeth. You can fight it. Hector descended darkness, terrible whispering, infinite and deep. He did not know how long he wandered. Promises of brutal torture and mutilation waiting. "Begone, teeth of the forest," spoke the holy incantations written upon. "Return to surface." So someone took the sliver, the Moon Sliver. He stared at the empty dice for some time, struggling to comprehend the simple, shocking fact. Had someone moved it? Isa, perhaps? She was the only one with a key from the Chapel of Infinite Light. But Ellie or Abel could have borrowed it from her, as he had done, or taken it. Regardless, he had to tell the others. So none of them have talked about the Moon Sliver disappearing, but Daniel knew the Moon Sliver had disappeared. Footsteps around us. Isa couldn't remember the last time she had been under the mountain. There was no reason to come here, but she had looked everywhere else. She clutched her old knife in her right hand. Yesterday, the Moon Sliver went missing. Today, Ella, Daniel, and Abel were all nowhere to be found. She knew the word of Hector by heart. The sinister implications were not lost on her. So, I think Abel's the woodland beast, and Isa is the last person alive. So we might be Ellie, Daniel, Abel. Abel heard her and answered, "I'm here." There's something strange about his voice, something Isa didn't like. "What are you doing here? Do you know where Ellie and Daniel are?" "They're missing," she said. "They're missing and the Moon Sliver is missing. Do you understand me? Do you understand what this implies? Night will fall in a few hours and we'll need to stick together. We can sleep in the same house, mine or yours. We'll keep the fire burning and we'll keep the door locked and we'll pray, Abel. We'll pray to the unseen moon for mercy and protection." "Are you happy here, Isa?" "We can't stay in the dark. It thrives in the dark. Are you happy?" "Yes, I'm happy. Please, Abel." There were tears in his eyes, and he struggled to control his voice. "Isa, I know you. I know every inch of you, and I know every corner of your mind. You aren't happy. None of us are happy." "I'm staying here." The tears are flowing freely now. "I would like it if you stayed with me, Isa. Please stay with me. It will find you, Abel." Oh, my flashlight is gone. "I let it out, Isa. I destroyed the Moon Sliver." Isa was shocked and silent. "I burned it yesterday after I talked with Daniel." "What? No. Do you want to be dragged to hell? Do you want us to be dragged there with you?" "We're already in hell. This island, this horrible, barren, lonely island, this place of sin. This is hell. I saw the blasphemous scraps of the of paper Jeremiah found those many years ago, and I read them before they were destroyed. Perhaps if I was the only one who did, and I did not believe them, but I have lived life since then, and I have seen the truth of their words." Ooh, what did Jeremiah write down? Isa could not respond as tears streamed down her face. She just kept walking towards the sound of his voice, knife clutched in her hand. So, even though our light's off, we can kind of see some things. "You did not read the blasphemous scraps, Isa, but I did. I remember them with incredible clarity, supernatural clarity even. Fear not the dark shadows or the scratches in the night, for the woodland teeth is your salvation. It is your escape." It said this, and more, Isa. The woodland teeth is not here to take us to hell, it's here to take us away from hell. She could not see him, her flashlight cutting through the sickly fog. He was sitting in a chair, a book on his lap, and as she approached, she could see that he was crying too. "I believe the word of Hector," she said, "and I will not go to hell. Trust me, please trust me, please." "I believe the word of Hector," she said. She put the knife to her chest, point first. Oh, jeez, this is a final confrontation. "No, Isa, please don't. Stay with me. Don't leave me alone." "I love you," she spat tearfully. "I love you so much." She closed her eyes, and she remembered where the heart was located from one of her father's old books. Abel was too slow to catch her falling body. He knelt beside her and sobbed for some time. Oh, I can kind of catch the light source. Okay, yeah, it's right there. He was not a strong young man anymore, but Isa's body was light. He would take her to but Issa's body was light. Oh, she killed herself. Jeez. But Issa's body is light. He would take her out to the water. She'd always loved the water. But what then? Read? Read until it find him? No. He didn't feel like reading anymore. He was ready to be rid of this cursed island, books and all. He would simply wander, aimlessly and freely, to take one last look at the island and feel the wind blowing the memories away. And when night fell, he would return. And wait. I'm gonna turn around and it's gonna get me. That's pretty cool. Letting it play for a bit. Oh, I'm awake. Oh, we're alive. What is this? Morning dawned on the empty island, cold, bright, and windy. The Moon Sliver. So this is a pretty interesting game. I liked it. I mean, whatever. It's really oh, these are the people that produce the sound assets. And we're walking towards the light. Wow, that's great. Some art, different textures. Engine Unity for free version. Oh yeah. Dedicated to Rachel Samansky. Oh, and we passed over it. So, you know, the Woodland Teeth, you know, real good guy, real good person. I don't know if it's a guy. Real good person, you know, sent us the afterlife. It was just a little spooky. That's kind of interesting. I really dig these games. For I don't know, I think it's David's insistence of using atmosphere to try and give you little spooks. Give you a little scare. The stories are okay. It was not a great mystery, to be honest, in my opinion. But you know, for $1, you know, 50 minutes, that was a pretty good game, you know. In my opinion. I liked the location based text exposition. It makes investigating things kind of easy. It was very much, you know, a narrative game. The game wouldn't make sense as a, you know, an actual, like, you're trying to uncover the mystery. It was a story, which is fine. It was an interesting story, and it's a kind of a cool game that this person delivered, David. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna play the other ones. You can stick around to watch them. I think there's 2 more because one just came out. Yeah. Oh, I'm still here, eh? Jeez, the end. Oh, right. That's backwards. They look the same, no matter where you're passing through. Oh, you just hit the wall here. So you can walk here and you hit a wall, and you can scroll back through the credits by walking to the other light. There's 2 lights you can walk towards. 2 misty lights. That's kind of cool. Anyways, you know, have a great day, and I hope that you can, you know, watch some, recommend me some horror games. I have quite a few in mind. I'm just gonna get a lot of these, like, free and inexpensive ones out of the way for fun, because they're fast videos. Have a great day. See ya.